guys, today we're going to talk about Git pull. Hey, did you subscribe already? Haven't subscribed yet? Please go ahead and do so that you don't have to miss really important videos. So what is Git pull? So Git pull is actually a way that we use to synchronize our remote repository with our working directory. So let's see the situation that you can face if you don't do Git pull, for example. So let's jump to the terminal and make this happen. Now, I have a repository here called test. I am actually inside a repository. If I do ls, those are the file that I have. Then also, if I do git branch, you will see that I'm actually on the main branch. Now, what's going to happen is that actually I will go to GitHub. Then on the main branch, I will make some change. So this is GitHub. I will switch to the main branch and I will make some change. Let's take a file like this file called deployment.yaml and let's make some change. Let's remove maybe a portion of that. Let's make this change and let's commit it. Right now, what is happening is that right now the main branch of my working directory is not in sync with the main branch on GitHub. This is a remote repository. So what's going to happen right now is that if I try to do some work here, so let's say, for example, I'm going to record this command, right? Let's say, for example, if I say this, then if I want to add I live in USA in file 1, I hit enter. Then let's say if I say echo file 1, you will see, sorry, not echo file 1. If I say cat file 1, you will see I live in USA. Now, let's try to commit this file, git add -a. Instead of git, I say got. Then I will say git commit -m test. Then I will say git push. Rejected. Why am I having this error? I am having this error because a change was made on GitHub, which I don't have. Remember that I went earlier on GitHub, I made a change. So I made a change on GitHub, but I don't have that change here. That is why it has been rejected. So you're going to have this message rejected when whatever you have in the remote repository, which is actually the repository in GitHub, and whatever you have here is whatever you have on your terminal is not actually the same. So you will end up having that error. So right now, what you need to do is to actually pull. Now we're going to do the same scenario, but we are going to try to pull before and see what's going to happen. So let's do the same scenario and let's try to pull before. So I will go back. I will click here, for example. I'll start from fresh. I will remove this repository called test. So I don't have that repository no more. I will go back. I will clone that repository. Git clone. I don't want to clone HTTPS. I want to clone SSH. So let's clone SSH. Click here, clone SSH. So we clone SSH and we get there, the repository called test. Now, let's imagine that someone went ahead without us knowing, come back, and the person actually modify something. Probably the person removed this and the person commit. Maybe the person also made another change, right, to dollars. If I go in here, or maybe let's try to delete this repository, right? To commit, the repository was deleted. Now, before you start making change, always have a habit of doing git pull. Like me, I do this all the time so that I don't face the issue that we faced earlier. So I will go ahead and do git pull, and you say git pull -all. I hit enter. Now it's going to sync back. Now I am in sync. If I do ls, I am actually in sync. Now I can start making my changes. For example, if we record the change that we did earlier, this change, I think was, let's say I live in USA and we put in file 1 and we do git add, right? Git commit -m test, then we can do git push. Everything is up to date here. So probably we didn't make the change. Oh yes, when we say we didn't make it, just wipe out the change. I made another one. So let's add, let's commit, and let's push. Everything is up to date with file 1, cap file 1. I have here we leave. Did I commit this? So git add, git commit -m test. Let's see here. Let's make, for example, touch. Let's touch, for example, Austin. Let's say git status. Then if I say git add, git commit -m, adding Austin. Then if I say git push, now everything went well. I think I was making some typo mistake somewhere. Now, as you guys can see, we didn't face that issue. We can repeat the scenario. If I come down here and click on this Ansible file, for example, if I click on this Ansible file here, and for example, I delete that file. Let's delete the Ansible file. So let's delete that file. I deleted that file. Now, if I go back to my terminal, I say ls-l, you will see the Ansible file. Now, if I do git pull -all to sync with the remote repository, it is showing me that I deleted the Ansible file. So if I do ls-a, la, you don't see the Ansible file no more. Now we can do git add. We can start making a change. So let's say touch testing. Now echo. Let's say echo this into, for example, testing. Then let's do git add. Let's do git commit -m test and git push. No issue. So always before you starting doing git add, have a habit to do git pull. So I always do git pull before I do git add, because you can be working on the same branch with your colleague, and as you don't know, your colleague is making change, right? You can be working on the same branch with your colleague, and your colleague is making change on that branch and you are not knowing. And by the time you type everything and you're trying to push, Git will tell you fatal, hey, something happened. I hope you liked the video. See you on the next video. Ciao.